first. Thumbnail on YouTube is. I went with the one with the first one. Him with the gray hoodie, blue sweatpants.
Oh, I think I did the second one.
Oh, okay. I can do
Wait,
this.
no, that is the gray hoodie.
Oh, okay. Gray hoodie first one.
Oh, my second one was the gray hoodie. It's weird because over text that one came up normal. So I just posted that one instead of.
Yeah. All right. Well, then there's
Email.
that, I guess.
I don't know why, but
All right. All right. We should be good. Let me grab my water bottle and I'm good to go.
all right. I will post on Insta.
All right. Let me upload that we're
Ready to roll?
live and then we're good to go.
That was weird.
Yeah, I just saw something happen on my screen, but I don't know what it was.
Huh?
I said I just saw something happen on my screen, but I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, I got disconnected for a second, but I'm back.
All right, let's get started. That's what I was looking for. I was wondering where I was missing a light. Just remember. All right, let's get the show on the road. Let's get started. Well, first of all, audio sound good?
But he's good. Yep.
All right, cool. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Wise Guys Podcast. I am your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
Someone needs to check in on us, Chris. Someone, if it's not you, it's got to be some of the fans. Rough week for the Wise Guys. Wise Picks did fairly decent, so get on that part.
We didn't lose any money.
Our NFL teams, on the other hand, Chris, you had just a rough week in general, and I want to preference that, like, at the end of last Tuesday's pod, we're sitting there probably like 15 minutes after the podcast. You just go, it is really weird talking about our sports teams and my sports teams having so much more success than yours, because it's normally flipped. Did you curse yourself this week?
Hope not.
God, it's because
I really hope not.
Your collective record between teams since that comment, I think, is 0-4.
I won on Saturday. The Phillies won Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. You got a dub
That
Saturday.
counts.
Yeah, that does count.
And Maryland, I was not expecting to win.
Okay.
So
All right. So we'll call that a push.
Skewed. Push. The other game. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way. I mean, we had all week to review it. Basically, we didn't have a pod Friday, so we weren't able to live recap. But let's just get it out of the way, out of the door. Just an exiting statement for the Washington Commanders Thursday night football game against the Bears. Exiting statement.
They are very far away from being even close to a competitive team in this league. That's all I'll say. You can't have games like that. Just can't happen. Not against that team. At that time.
The biggest issue with the Washington Commanders this week was you could like see Ron Rivera's fingerprint. It was like Blue's Clues. Like you could see his fingerprints all over the game that they're messing up. Like you just see like all these just bad decisions, just like poor defense. The fact that Jack Del Rio is still your guys' coach is insane.
It is hard to believe.
And it just had analytical Ron. His fingers were all over this game.
They're stubborn old men. I think
Yeah.
we've gotten to that point. It's just like never really hear washed for coaches, but they're washed. Rivera, Del Rio are just not. They don't have it.
It's been like 2 years too. This is not new
It
information.
has been, and they always go on this like little stretch in the middle of the season where they string a couple of wins together, and it's like, oh well, like they're always gonna bounce back in the second half, and when you dig yourself such a hole in the first half, it doesn't matter. And they have talent, they really do, but it looks horrible on the field. Disgusting, putrid.
Forbes has been the biggest loser the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because he had a good start.
That's not good.
He had a good start, and he was just getting these bigger receivers are just kind of bodying him. It'll be interesting to see. So DJ Moore and Justin Fields, huge winner of that night. I guess this is old news now, so I guess we don't have to recap. But yeah, poor Forbes was the victim of this week. It seems like he got torched. Am I losing you, or are you just dumbfounded?
No, you lost me for a second. I don't know what's up with my internet, and it says it's fine.
Well, you didn't miss too much. I don't even. It's not even worth repeating. I was just talking about Forbes. Let's move on from that game. Let's get it out of here. We had a full slate on Sunday coming up. The Patriots just didn't play this week. They didn't have a bye week. But yeah, I mean,
that's my bit.
Yeah, I know. But like, they actually like they didn't play football. I'll tell you that. They played a game, but it wasn't football. I guess we'll get that out of the way. We already did your bad news. I'm not even upset. Before the game,
because before this week it was like right before the game it was let's show
let's show
Derek Carr's ass.
That was the mindset. So it was about I had a packed Sunday. I was at an apple orchard in Spartanburg and picking apples and doing nice things. So that was my Sunday morning. I wasn't focused on New England, on the Saints, on Derek Carr. And then like 10 minutes before the game, I was like, if we're going to beat any team really left, we have to try to beat the Saints team. So, I might as well, like, it's Sunday. I'm going to have my Pats gear on. I might as well give him a little, let's show the world that Derek Carr stinks, because Derek Carr does stink. And he tried to drop 34 points on us unanswered. After the Mac Jones pick six, I think it was the second drive of the game, because the first drive was a missed field goal, and the second drive was a pick six, and I just turned off the game. Like, that was it. I didn't watch a second of the game left. Yeah, no, and I was actually
I turned the Commanders game off too.
I was excited to turn off the game, and I was excited that it was that early. I was like, thank God. Like, they're not even playing around. Like, Mac Jones does not want to be here right now. So,
did you do the thing where you kept checking the score just to see if they were inching back?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, it was
Thursday night.
It was a
complete
out.
And then I felt like a bad fan because I thought they might come back.
Oh, so you turned it back on?
And I don't think I ever put it back on, but like I took a shower and then I like ran out of the shower to check and see what the score was, and then they missed the kick, and then they're like, what happened on the next drive? I forget. Well, I saw him miss the kick. I was like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, no, I didn't. It was actually very peaceful. I didn't check it at all. It was like the other games were like rounding out the fourth quarter. I was like, let's see if the Pats like scored a point. I haven't seen any highlights on Twitter. I haven't seen any on Red Zone, and nothing. Not a lick of offense the whole time. Are you back?
In a different network. There's like a billion in my apartment.
Oh, you were telling me about this before. Chris, apparently his apartment complex has 4 different options for Wi-Fi, and none of them have passwords. So if you wonder why Chris has internet connections, probably because his apartment Wi-Fi has no internet password. That'd be my suggestion. We got him. Hello.
This is a shitty start to the podcast.
Is this network better?
I hope so. The other one said all 3 bars were there. Oh, I don't know what the issue was. But this has happened before where I just make a switch and then it works. So hopefully it works the rest of the way. But
Yeah, hopefully it's the
bad
one.
football and bad internet.
Ugly
Turn things
football.
around.
So now with the Pats, the ball there's nothing, they can't get any worse. This is the worst football team I've watched and rooted for as a professional fan. It's the worst one. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but I want to see that. Like, I can't watch them trot out Mac Jones out there. Just give me something different.
I don't know what happened.
And
Because he's gone from a guy who's like we put in that Kirk Cousins tier, or like we had the whole conversation of how half the quarterbacks in the NFL are the same person, and now he's like multiple tiers below that replacement level starter. Like he's awful.
I think.
Where did that guy come from? He was fine he was actually encouraging the first few weeks.
Yeah, he was. He was encouraging, and I think it's a product of a lot of different things. It's a product of the offensive line, the offensive weapons, the game plan hasn't been good, and they haven't put Mac in the position to play well. But he also has not exceeded any expectations in making the step. Like, the reason why I don't want to see him out there again is because I know he can't do it with this group. Like, I feel like if Mac Jones is on the Niners, and if he got drafted by the Niners, like they might have had a Super Bowl ring already. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. And I don't know. And I don't think that's like a testament to like I honestly have no idea if Mac Jones is a good football player or not. But what I'm watching on Sundays with this New England football team, he's terrible and he can't play.
Yeah, I mean I think he's toast. Like I don't think it's an overreaction to say that at this point.
No,
so,
and
I guess the silver lining there is right?
Yeah.
Because like this whole really since he set foot on the field, it was like we don't even know if he's good. We don't know if he can be the long-term starter there. He's just kind of back and forth. He's got his good games, got his bad games. He's never great, but he's never awful. Now he's awful, so at least you know.
Yeah. And I think what you pointed out too is that he had these games where he would look good and have some flashes, but he would never get over the hump. And half the time he would never even finish the game and win the game. So the fact that now you could point at it like because the issue with that is you're in the worst predicament as a fan where you think the quarterback it's not his fault, but his limitations also add to why the offense is struggling, if that makes any sense.
Right, yeah.
Like his incapability to extend the plays doesn't help the bad offensive line that he's playing with. So
right, yeah.
Or the bad receivers that he's overthrowing.
Right, yeah. He can't cover up any flaws on this offense.
Yeah, and today, there was a guy on, I think it was Rex Ryan, said that Mac Jones would do the same stuff that Purdy is doing, and so did Rodgers apparently on the Pat McAfee show. Said the same thing.
Oh, did he?
So that's that's a professional quarterback that's played in the league, and if he's saying that type of stuff, who knows? Like I don't know, but like, is he the same?
I'm sick of the whole like, oh, put this guy on the 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it.
Yeah, so am I. Because
like,
I think Purdy, that discredits Purdy.
Is starting to get some credit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that just
like the dude hasn't lost as a starter.
No, and he never makes
That's
mistakes.
worth something.
Mac Jones
Right,
makes
yeah.
mistakes. Mac Jones will throw the ball
Yes.
to the other team whether they
He
catch it
does,
or not.
yeah, his bonehead interception.
Yeah. So Purdy has eliminated those mistakes, whether that's coaching or just the player itself. And I don't know if Mac could have done that. But it doesn't matter because he's not on those teams. So I don't know how they could trot out Mac going forward, especially like in these home games. They're just going to be miserable. What Patriots fans going to want to go to any of these home games? I don't know.
Yeah. Ones that already have tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh. All right, well, let's move on from
We
my
should
bad
go
team
to
too.
the Wise Bowl.
Washington fly up, Washington
Go.
Commanders.
Yeah.
Probably get tickets for like let's see what tickets are going right now. I'm looking current price tickets for Washington in New England, Foxborough. They're still $108, lowest ticket.
What?
That's ridiculous. That won't be like come 2 weeks, it'll be like $40 if that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to some positives. Our wise picks of the week.
All right. I'm back. I'm so back.
Take the lead. Take the lead.
Excited.
You're back. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I won't start with my game of the week, which lost, but I will start the Lions, who we did the Instagram post of our justification. I said this is more of a pick against Carolina because they've looked so bad, and I just will always bet against them until they can cover a spread. I think they maybe have not covered a spread all year, but this was an ass kicking. I mean, like right from the start, Lions get a touchdown, and they get a pick, score again. I think they had 28 points at halftime. They ended up hanging 42 on them. And the score actually looks closer than the game really was. Like
Yeah, the game wasn't close.
42-24 doesn't seem like that much of a blowout. It was a blowout.
Yeah, it was. They wrecked them.
Yeah. Like right from the start. Had the long David Montgomery touchdown and then got the pick and then scored right away. So
No, this Lions team.
Brutal game for Carolina.
This is just this is a game I think shows a lot about the Lions, where a lot of these teams have been playing down to competitions and not being able to, like, when one team has a bad off, like the Ravens this week. The Ravens should have had no business, which we'll get to my pick later. Had no business losing to the Steelers, and they play down in their competition. The Lions are not that team. They have what I've been saying since the beginning. Once they've figured out this offense and this running attack and the way they move the ball almost as efficiently as anyone in the league. Like it's them and it's the Dolphins, and they're like the most efficient teams on offensive side of the ball this year in the NFL. And this Lions team's for real. I know it's a bad team, but they're definitely for real.
Goes against, yeah, it kind of goes against what we were saying, like their first couple wins of the year, where they were playing in kind of low score, gritty wins, like they beat the Chiefs 21-20, only put up 20 against the Falcons. Just these kind of ugly football games. In the last few weeks, they've hung up 34 and 42 points. So if this offense can get rolling, like they have been the last, like if that's consistently good, you know that they're strong on the defense side. They might actually be a threat this year.
Yeah, and when looking at the NFC, it's starting to even out, where the AFC, like at the beginning, the AFC was starting a little weaker. It looked a little, maybe we were wrong about some of these NFC teams, but the NFC is kind of falling into place. The Eagles are where we expected them. The Niners are where we expect them. And in third place is right where we ended up expecting them, the Detroit Lions. And they're the only one-loss team besides the Bucks, who has played Bucks and Seahawks.
Yeah. The Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seahawks had a bye though.
Yeah, both of them did.
Actually, so the
Bucks, yeah, Bucks and Seahawks had a bye. So, only team with 5 games that has one loss. And besides on the NFC side, and they look like the third best team in the NFC. They might be one of the best offenses in the league.
They do.
Because they're actually consistent. And when you were saying the grindier games early on, I think it's a testament of playing a good defense and being able to withstand a good defense. Like this Panthers defense is not good, clearly, and they should have easily put up 42, and they did. So I love what they're cooking here.
It's like they can win multiple ways.
Yeah.
Like they can beat you in a shootout, but they can also beat you in a game that's a lot of running the football, a lot of good defense, sloppy game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you have to be able to do that if you're going to win in the playoffs.
I 100% agree.
Right
Another,
and when did David Montgomery become like Derrick Henry?
I don't know. He's got a touchdown, I think,
Doesn't
every
make
game this
sense.
season that he's played, and he's just
Yeah.
a monster every time they give him the ball.
Hey, he's a horse.
He really is. So, speaking of blowouts, my one pick that won this week, I had a push, but I had one victory, and that was the 49ers minus 3.5 against the Cowboys. This spread was stupid the whole time. Stupid spread. This was a Sunday Night Football spread. They didn't want it to be too big because they wanted people to get involved. They wanted to make it feel like more of a game than it was. And as I pointed out in the Instagram explanation, the Cowboys haven't needed to play offense in any of their victories. And in all of their losses, they haven't produced good offense. So the Niners defense shut them down. Dak played terribly. They couldn't get the running attack going. And this was just another sloppy primetime game. Has there been any good primetime games this year?
The
Chiefs-Jets has been the
Patriots
best one.
Dolphins Sunday night was pretty good.
Yeah, I guess that was a close one.
What else do we have on the Steelers game? Last week was good.
What, the Steelers-Browns?
The Raiders Steelers, or was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
Raiders-Steelers was
That was a good game.
Yeah, sure. Come on.
It was fine.
Fine game. We watched Kenny Pickett and Jimmy G toss it out. There has not been a great primetime game though. This whole
No, yeah, you're right about that.
There has been
You're right.
nothing to ride home about. Besides, I guess the Bills Jets Monday night because of the Zach Wilson stuff, but that was only because of the Zach Wilson stuff that he got a victory. Really.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. But anyways,
Wait, can we talk
Niners.
about this Cowboys team?
Yeah. Let's talk about the Cowboys team.
Like this team, and this has been the narrative that I've seen on social media, and it's completely correct. When you look at the Cowboys' schedule, they've beaten the Jets the game after they lost Rodgers. They beat the Giants, who are clearly one of the worst teams in the NFL.
And the Patriots,
and
who
they
might be the
beat
worst team.
Patriots, who played even worse the week after playing the Cowboys. And they lost to the Cardinals.
And the Niners now.
Also one of the worst teams in the NFL. So, like, what are we doing here in Dallas? What is this team's, what's their resume? Like, what's their strength of record is horrible if we're doing, like, college football metrics.
You want to know a perfect test to find out what this team is made of on Monday night come next week?
What?
Cowboys Chargers Monday Night Football. We'll know nothing at the end of this game. We'll know absolutely nothing. Honestly, I'm kind of excited for this game now. That's a good primetime game because I have honestly
great. Yeah, it's better than a Sunday night game.
Yeah, it is. I have no idea who to expect to win here, and I don't know. Both these teams kind of need it, don't they? 2-2 for the Chargers off a bye. Cowboys coming in 3-2 off a terrible loss. Eesh.
Yeah, who wants it more?
Yeah. Austin Eckler's apparently set to return.
Oh boy.
This is gearing up. I'm hyping this up. I feel like Chris Collinsworth right now. The Cowboys, I just think they're not as good as they think they are. And did you see Micah Parsons afterwards say, "Oh, I don't think
Oh, he was like, "Oh yeah, it doesn't not indicative of who
Yeah.
we are. We'd probably still beat them later this year."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, that's okay to say if you lost like 27-26.
Yeah.
But you got your
You got
ass
routed. You got
off
absolutely
by
routed.
32.
Yeah, that's the other thing. These Cowboys, in their 2 losses, have looked real bad, like blown out
Yeah, the
both times.
Cardinals beat him by 2 scores.
Yeah. All right. Next up, the wise victory of the week. Colts +2.
Yeah, had the Colts in a good bounce back spot after a crushing one last week. Tennessee was coming off a good game, and they're so up and down. I was worried when Richardson went down, and I haven't seen a diagnosis. It looked like either shoulder or collarbone, which means he might be done.
Yeah, it's
It
like
was just throwing arm.
I think it's shoulder.
That sucked. But Minshew came in, does what Minshew does, got the job done. I guess Jonathan Taylor is on a ramp up right now because Zach Moss is still that dude. You're bad. He had like 400 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, 23 carries for Zach Moss with Jonathan Taylor's return for 6 yards, or for 6 carries for Jonathan Taylor. And oh my god,
Ugh.
I was like nervous about starting Taylor too, because I was like, well, the Titans' run defense, like if anything, is good. So I was like, worst case scenario, like they both, like maybe Zach Moss gets like 10 points on the bench and Jonathan Taylor gets like 6. But of course, Zach Moss had to get freaking 30 points off the bench, and it was just like all day too, because I have Zach Moss, I think, in like 3 leagues, because he was like such a great pickup and he was so useful these past couple weeks. And
bench him in all of them.
I benched him in all but one. And the only reason why I didn't bench him in that one is because I literally had no one else to replace him with. My running backs were on bye. And I was like, screw it. Like, I'll start him in that one because I was like, this league doesn't matter that much. And of course, that was the one that freaking he started and actually used the 30 points.
You would think, like, this situation makes no sense. You would think that if anything, Zach Moss thing just proved that they didn't have to re-sign Taylor to a big deal. And then they did.
Doesn't
and
make
then
any
he goes
sense.
off again.
Yeah, and they don't use him.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And like, what the fuck? Now what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, this is a fantasy travesty. Right now, no, right now I have them both starting in my lineup.
I saw that against me. I think it's a wise pull this week. Right?
Oh boy, is it a wise pull? My team's like decimated this week. Now Chain's out for like, he's on IR, I think, or he's gonna be on IR. My fantasy team's in shambles. I could have traded Amon-Ra a couple weeks ago, but I didn't want to, and now he's injured. Just mistake after mistake. It's a classic middle of the season fantasy. Titans. Let's talk about them for a second. Actually got some plays from from Hopkins today. Tajay Spears and Henry is like they're like now like 50-50. So I don't know what's up. Henry might be a final year.
Yeah. Well, we always talk about like eventually he's got to slow down.
I think it's it.
And it looks like this is the year.
Well, and they also can't run the football.
The year that I hammered their win total over.
Well, they can't move the ball, so they can't run the ball all the time. So yeah, this is another bad offensive team, like just garbage, terrible team. There's a lot of bad.
It's like if Tannehill throws picks, they can't possibly win.
No, yeah, if he throws one, it's over.
Because they're a team that's like they just got to win the field position battle.
Yep. Ugh, that's the worst. Like, that's how I'm rooting for the South Carolina.
Sad reality.
It is sad. That's how I'm rooting for the Carolina football team. It's like if we get pinned within the 20, like we're screwed. Like we're not getting anywhere. So
you cross midfield and you're like, all right, just don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, exactly. Just do not turn
Worst
the ball
case scenario, we pin him deep.
Yep. All right. Let's go over now to the push of the week. This might have been the greatest push of all time. The Texans +2. Late in the game, Texans are down by 5? I guess it would be 5. 6. Yeah, 6. And then they get the touchdown. They get the lead. They're up by it's 19 to what? 17 at that point? No, it would be 19 to 18. Up by 1.
17.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was just kind of worked out beautifully for myself, where I was just like, all right, now the Falcons, and I guess I wanted, of course I wanted the cover, but I was like, I'll take as long as at least the 2 points are there. Because I was getting real nervous. The Falcons had it late. They had it in control. They shouldn't have had this be a push. This should have been a cover, easy cover by the Falcons. Texans go down. Falcons answer. Another good game by Stroud. Stroud looks good. Their defense just isn't great, and the Falcons woke up in the fourth
I
quarter.
think Ritter listened to the podcast of us just burying him.
Yeah,
we did kind of do him dirty.
Yeah, we did do him dirty, and he looked great.
He responded.
Yeah, he did.
And actually Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, this was
catches probably more than he has all season combined.
6 catches for Drake London too. This is a big fantasy apology game from by Arthur Smith. Just,
I mean, maybe the Texans are just that bad on defense.
They could be. Did you see?
It's very possible.
Did you see every time the Falcons have a home game, they have the aerial camera on Bijan Robinson?
Yeah,
that is the greatest camera. Can I watch all of the Falcons football games like that? I want to watch. I literally just want a Bijan cam.
Yeah,
he might be my favorite player in the NFL
at all times.
He's so good, and it's just every time he gets the ball, I'm I just expect a touchdown.
Yeah, it's electricity.
Yeah.
He didn't have that good of a game though.
No, I know, but that catch. Did you see his touchdown catch though? He caught it behind him.
Yeah,
brought it forward, juked out 4 people, and went to every one of his touchdowns also looks like the greatest touchdown ever scored.
It does, yeah. He's an electric factory.
Yeah, he really is. And him, London, and Pitts, if they can get them going and cooking, that's electricity just stored up in an offense.
Mm-hmm.
I also love
Oh, yeah.
all the Twitter GMs.
Like the 49ers.
Yeah, literally.
Giant.
I love all the Twitter GMs oh, the Falcons should trade Kyle Pitts because they're not using him. And I was like, well, they drafted him 4th overall. I don't think they're gonna just give up on him after 2 years. Even though considering he had to play with Marcus Mariota, and also for most of his career, his biggest downgrade has been he hasn't gotten targets. I don't think it's his fault. I don't think they should trade him.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets a touchdown though.
At some point,
3 touchdowns in 3 years is pretty bad though.
Pretty crazy. But they might know what they're doing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because he doesn't have good numbers.
Yeah, I think they know. I think they know how to utilize him, or know how they want to utilize him at least. Not how to specifically, but how they want to. You're cutting out again.
Yeah. I'm back.
All right. Your Wi-Fi is not. I was gonna say internet is not looking good.
This is the first time it's been this bad.
Yeah, in a while.
Oh.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to the negatives. Vikings.
I couldn't help myself with this line.
Yeah, I know. I knew you were gonna
laying 3.5 at home against the teams. I could not help it. Full disclosure, I had a wedding on Sunday, and the wedding was at 5, so I missed this one.
I got some recaps of it because I didn't watch it directly either, but I the Chiefs. If it's not Kelsey, I'm really starting to be concerned about this wide receiver group. It's
Rashee Rice.
Yeah, and Justin Ross, Kadarius Toney.
These names are made up.
Yeah, Noah Gray,
Justin Watson. Who is that guy? Noah Gray.
No, and Isaiah Pacheco, I keep thinking is this great running back, and I think it's only because he runs the way he runs. I don't know if he's that good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only because he runs.
He's kind of like herky jerky.
Yeah, and he runs like a very angry toddler.
Actually, really good analogy.
Yeah, I saw when it was he's running like he wants to break the ground, like in Batman. When the stadium explodes, that's how he's running. Yeah.
There's another one that was you know how people say like compliment running backs by saying they don't waste any movement. It's like this is the opposite of
Yes.
not wasting any movement. 'cause
He
he's
wastes
just
all movement.
all over the place.
So when you look at the Vikings now, IR for Justin Jefferson. It was confirmed today. He's going to be out for at least 4 weeks. Kirk Cousins under contract for this year. They're now 1-4. Again, I don't see Kirk getting traded this year. I just don't think it's happening.
I think at this point it should, right? Like we can agree on that.
Yeah, I think it should. But realistically, where does he go that makes a team that he's a quarterback away itching for it?
It's like the Jets,
Tampa Bay. I was thinking about Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
You put Cousins in
But,
Tampa
like,
Bay, they could.
Much better is he than Baker has been.
I don't know.
3-1. They're not going to trade for Cousins and sit Mayfield. Tennessee.
Look,
I don't think they'd do it.
No, I don't. Tennessee has too many rookie quarterbacks to deal with. They have 2 that they have yet to work out.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the Cardinals don't want him. I mean, like the Falcons don't really want
Pats.
him. Why would the Pats want him? Like the Pats, the
They
Pats
always have to be mentioned. So.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like maybe if the Raiders can squeak out a couple more wins and Jimmy G looks like crap. But
Cowboys trade for it.
The Cowboys?
That would be hilarious.
That would be great. You just replacing Dak Prescott with Kirk Cousins. I don't know if that changes anything. But that would be really
or the Bengals and just sit Burrow for like 6 weeks. Let him
I was
recover.
actually thinking that if Burrow looked great this weekend. It was against the Cardinals.
He did, but
this week, by the way, since we're talking about the Bengals, Joe Burrow realized that Jamar Chase is on his team and that he's open every time.
His stat line is so funny. It's like what he did this week is like what he did the first 4 weeks combined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 15 catches
he
for
tweeted out like the
192.
7-Eleven or something. Always open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is always open. And I can't believe it took 4 or 5 weeks for them to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. What a weird start to the year for them. Hopefully they're back.
They're more fun when they're back. Or the league is more fun, I mean.
Yeah, and I like watching them.
Yeah. And the league right now just desperately needs good offenses that look competent all the time. Mm-hmm. So if we can get another one of those in there, that'd be great. All right, the frauds of the week. Frauds of the every year that what is this, week 5? It's like clockwork that we're talking about the Ravens being frauds. What the fuck was that?
Or the Super Bowl video. That's what it is.
The start of the Super Bowl video? Yeah. Dude.
Yep. Getting burnt by Pickens. End of the game.
What an embarrassing game. Half.
It is really embarrassing.
Absolutely.
And at first, like when they went up 10-0, I was like, "This is classic. Like they're gonna win this game like 17-6."
Yeah.
And just complete disappearing act.
And they the Steelers got everything they could have possibly wanted. They got that safety randomly. They got the turnovers literally right when they needed it. Ravens were about to put the game away. Lamar throws a pick right to Joey Porter Jr. And then they're about to put the game away again, and Lamar fumbles the freaking football, and it goes right to the Steelers, and then that's when Kenny Pickett throws the one good ball of the game to George Pickens.
From either quarterback. Yeah,
and completely burns Marlon Humphrey, who is their best cornerback, by the way. I just want to point that out. Also, it's week 5 is Ravens fraud week, and it's also reminder that the Ravens wide receivers suck week. And now that all the fans that were bitching or not bitching and moaning, but celebrating that Bateman and Odell Beckham and Zay Flowers are their new wide receiver core. Joke's on you guys. Nelson Aguilar is the best one. So have fun with that.
Bateman dropped that like wide open touchdown that like literally just bounced it off his hands. It was early in the game, but
I need to see the
It's-
Ravens drop stats.
It's just
because
the same old story. I saw that they were like third in the league in drops per game or drop rate, I think.
And so 7 of Lamar passes were dropped. 2 of them were in the end zone, and
Oh,
none of the drops, or none of the wide receivers dropped a pass all year long.
but none of the receivers that dropped the pass yesterday
At
dropped
all
the
in the
pass
Ravens.
before that.
At all in the Ravens.
Interesting.
Not a Ravens receiver dropped the ball in this season, and in this game, 7 dropped passes, including 2 in the end zone. I will say
I mean, there is something to be said about like these games are just ugly. Like when they play the Browns and the Steelers, they're just ugly games. But
these NFC North teams,
it is-
man.
it is pretty rough. They're horrible to watch. Aside from Cincinnati when they're on.
It's a great picture. This is just a picture of Lamar Jackson standing next to a big red L. Yeah, no, this is, and I can't believe I fell for it. Can't believe it.
Yeah,
put
that
my
was
ch-
a-
I
that was a
put
drop.
put my chips
After how
on the
bad
table.
The Steelers had looked.
I apologize to Ravens fans. I did it all,
No.
and they bit me right in the freaking ass. Right in the ass. Now they play
Let's see. What was your?
they play the Titans in
What
London.
was the
this week.
reasoning for this?
They had all their weapons back, and the Steelers
Oh.
can't score the football.
Both things were true.
Yeah, I
The
know.
weapons are just dookie.
And the Steelers still couldn't score. They've yet to have a rushing
Yeah, no,
touchdown.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's still true.
They have yet to have a rushing touchdown all year.
You see the video of Matt Canada on the game-winning play?
Yes, and he's just sitting there dumbfounded
Literally
for no
just sitting
reason.
there stone faced.
Yes.
The whole booth is like up and celebrating. Rumor has it that Pickett audibled that
Oh, no way. That would be too
Yeah.
funny. That would be way too
play.
I mean, the Steelers, they're gonna get as bad as they look, they're getting 8 wins.
Oh yeah.
This proved it
not?
this week. After last week, I was like, Tomlin's cooked. Like the streak is finally over. They're getting 9 wins, and I can see it. I can see it now. I'm looking at the rest of the schedule. I can see they're squeaking out some of these freaking stupid 17-10 wins.
Mhm.
All right. Ravens. Freaking hate the Ravens. All right, let's look at the rest of the league. Bills, Jags, London game. I didn't watch the London game, to be
Big
fair.
win for the Jags.
It is a huge win for the Jags.
I did watch the London game.
What happened to the Bills?
It felt like they never recovered from a bad start.
Oh, okay.
And I think they were like they didn't fly out until like Thursday. Is what I heard. So like they didn't have that much time to adjust the time, so they were all wiped, which is weird. Why they got off to a slow start. But yeah, they just didn't look in sync offensively, I guess. Until they had to, and by that point it was too late.
They
And the
still
Jags
can't. They
also,
still
like,
can't run
They
the
just kind of
football.
took care of this when they needed to. No, yeah, and not surprising. They've never been able to, but like when the Jags, that last ETN touchdown, that like they needed a drive there to salt the game away. Bills answered right away, and then the Jags hit the ball back and shut things down. Did you see the Ridley catch at the end of the game? It was like 3rd and 6, I want to say, with under 2 minutes, and the Bills brought.
Oh, wait! Stop talking for a second. I don't know why you're talking, but it's not coming through. I don't know why. Yeah, you're talking, but it's not
The
coming through.
house.
There you go. So I left off with the Bills brought the house. Calvin Ridley catch. Oh, this is bad. I don't know. I can't hear you. No. This is brutal. Oh, this sucks. I don't. I mean, we like it's not coming through. It's no, it's not coming through. All right, a little behind the scenes. Anything? Oh, hello.
Test.
Yeah. I got you now. Hello.
Oh,
What's up?
it's working on my end.
Now it's working. At least I think so. And now it's not. Oh, okay. Wait. Now it's working again. All right. Say something.
It's
Yeah.
flashing green for me.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
good now.
Anyway, the point there was Calvin Ridley. It's nice for them to have a number one receiver.
Yes, and I think this showed the capabilities of the Jaguars offense when all these weapons are working together. Like ATN, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. Calvin Ridley, 122 yards, and Christian Kirk, 78 yards. They even brought in a little Evan Ingram, little Travis Etienne off the passing game, and even Zay Flowers got a touchdown. So I like how Trevor's able to spread the ball out. He's able to get the ball to different receivers and get multiple people touchdowns. I think, especially for a team that offensively, the past couple of weeks kind of lingered instead of put up a show. And I guess, it wasn't anything insane, but it was good to see that they can piece it all together. Oh no. This is bad. Is the mic just getting unplugged? Because normally it's not even showing up green. Oh no.
It's not. The mic is fine. Video just keeps going in and out.
The video keeps going in and out? Oh no. Well, you're here live, which no one is.
Hey,
What's up?
back. My picture isn't going through.
Okay.
It was just loading screens.
I think you're good now. Seems like we're back.
Which networks again? This has been a catastrophe.
This has been bad. Let's go. I'm gonna give it 5 seconds, and then we'll get back into it. I'm looking at your computer screen now. It just went. All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right. I think we're back. I think the internet problems are figured out, hopefully. To recap what we were talking about, because I don't know when I'm going to cut it. Got to figure out. But the Jaguars are finally putting their offensive pieces together, working with Trevor, Etienne, and Calvin Ridley, the main three, but getting everyone else involved still. And the Bills' defense needs some work done. Their offense needs to figure out the run game. And they're going to lose these close games if they can't run the football. It's been the same thing for 3 years now? So If they want to
Mhm.
not be playoff frauds like they always have been, they need to get that run game
Yeah, I mean it's you're right. It's like the same issues that we've seen with this team forever.
going.
I think the Jaguars should just stay in London though, because they honestly are unbeatable over there.
They are, and if they're gonna keep doing like, why are we having a London game this weekend without the Jags there?
Yeah,
Let's just keep them there.
without
Honestly,
anyone in Jacksonville would bat an eye.
no, yeah, I bet they wouldn't care. They're probably all Miami fans, anyways. So
Yeah.
yeah, they should stay in London, and we shouldn't have any London games without them. It just
Yeah.
it seems wrong. It seems wrong. to
Doesn't
have
feel
them.
right.
Yeah. All right. Coming up, we talked about those games. Talked about that game. Dolphins Giants.
Surprisingly close.
My alternate spread of -21 did not hit. I blame Tua on that one. Tua had a
Why?
there's two picks.
Not Tua-esque.
No, it wasn't perfect, which I guess you can't have every week. My guy, a chain, is now injured. The knee injury. I thought he played the whole game though, so like I don't know when he got injured. Like I thought he got back out there after his supposed injury. Oh no, I think I lost you again.
Literally, I don't know what to do.
That was quick. It was quick. We're just gonna breeze right through it.
Really
Um,
don't.
They still have Mostert going on the ground game. Tyreek Hill is good as usual. Waddle had a touchdown. I think it was his first touchdown of the year, I believe. Unless that was last week. But he's back. He's back in the offense. He's getting integrated. Yeah, no, it's his first one of the year. And they're just such a fun offense. It would be almost a shame to see A-Chain go out. I mean, a shame for the people who love watching football, but not a shame, I guess, for people in the AFC that A-Chain's out.
A-Chain is out. Yeah. I'm
I-
a hot spot now.
You're down to hotspot.
Yeah.
That's
Writing a strongly worded email.
There you go.
When this is over with.
Love to hear it. Daniel Jones is hurt, as well as A-Chain. Definitely less as impactful, which is funny because he's a quarterback. Tyrod Taylor, I guess, is starting our Sunday night game versus the Chiefs. It's gonna be-
Revenge game.
Against the
It's
Chiefs?
the Bills, right?
Oh, Bills. Yeah, it's the Bills. You're right. It is a revenge game. I didn't even think about that.
What's the line on that game, do you think? Like 13 and a half?
Oh man, that's brutal. It's gotta be.
That's my guess.
It's gotta be
Guess the line.
+10. Yeah, guess the line. I'll go 10.5. Just because I don't know if Vegas is giving you this.
Say 13 and a half.
All right. Look it up for us.
It is 14.
Nice.
Boom.
I don't want to talk about this game anymore.
Yeah, no, we can flush it.
All right, cool.
Suck.
Yeah, they do suck. Talk about those. Talked about Bengals Cardinals already. Eagles Rams
Yeah.
was for a long time of the period, like for the first half, this was the best game of the week. This first half was the best game of the week. And
Mhm.
the second half, both teams just kind of had it up, and it ended up the Eagles, they already had the 3-point lead at halftime, and they just kicked 2 extra field goals and called it a day. But
They just have like the most unimpressive wins ever, and it's like it's really making the Eagles fans mad. Even though they're still 5-0. Very funny.
no, and it's the same thing as, not the same thing, but it's a similar thing to last year when the Eagles were rattling off all these wins, and we were like, oh, well, look at their schedule. Like, look who they're playing. They're playing a bunch
Yeah.
of garbage teams.
Last
And-
year, at least they were beating down on these teams. Like this year, they're just kind of skirting by.
I don't know if all that matters, though. I feel like we make it matter.
I don't think it does.
No, yeah, I think we make it matter, but it's just the only thing that matters at the end of the day, I guess, is a victory or a loss.
Yeah.
This Rams team, if you could have Stafford protected, and they had Stafford protected for a half, and you could get them working the ball over the middle. Stafford is like the Terminator. He'll just like dissect your defense over the middle. But if you that was the difference in this halves. The Eagles figured out to stop Matthew Stafford. They had to give him more pressure, and they had to stop him throwing over the middle, and it worked. It worked for the Eagles and the Rams. I mean, I still think that they're a pretty good team. You see, Tutu Atwell requested trade, and a day later, now he's on. Where did he get traded to? He got traded today, though. Somewhere. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. I mean, I should have been prepared. Oh, Van Jefferson to Atlanta. My bad. Wrong wide receiver. Wrong one. Van Jefferson. We talked about him a couple times on this pod as a guy that someone who we would think in this offense without Cooper Kupp for the beginning, before Puka Nacua encouraged, like this was a guy that people thought was gonna be the Puka Nacua basically, and now he is finding himself. He is now on the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll love it there.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll never get a catch again. But I love this Rams team. I don't know what it is. I think it's the uniforms.
Because you hated them so much. That's why.
I think it is. It's like the uniforms.
That's what happened to me with the 49ers a couple years ago.
Love them, man. And they also play whenever they're playing at home. I want to watch because even though their stadium is, their stadium's magnificent, but their fan base is terrible. I don't even care. I just love watching them play in the dome, the SoFi Dome. It just makes me happy. Yeah, it just looks like good football when it's on that field.
It is aesthetically pleasing.
Possibly
Super Bowl this year.
They host it? No, they hosted it. No, I think Vegas owns it this year.
Wait, did they host it the year they won?
Yes. Yeah, because they were the first, or the Buccaneers were the first team to do it, and then the Rams did it the next year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ugh.
Yeah. Where is it this year? It's Vegas, right?
I think you're right. Yeah. They will not be hosting it.
No, they won't be hosting. How do you even want to describe this Jets Broncos game?
Talk about a revenge game. It's like all I've been seeing about this game is
game was fantastic.
Justice for Nate Hackett.
Oh, I know. The Nate Hackett, I absolutely loved it. As I kind of like this is I wish Rodgers was here just so it was like a beatdown. Because we talked about Sean Payton before. And he's just becoming increasingly just like not only like the biggest goof in the NFL, but he's also like the biggest asshole in the NFL for no reason, and then gets absolutely blasted by everyone who he blasts. It's awesome. It's actually awesome.
Yeah, it is embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. They're a joke right now. They are a joke.
Yeah, they're bad, and it's not even Russ's fault. You, like, look at the stats.
No,
Russ is playing well.
Right.
Yeah,
he's not Russell Wilson, but like he's not terrible.
No, he's not terrible. The white helmets. How'd you like them out in action?
Oh wait, I didn't even. This was during the 4 o'clock window.
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't get to see the stadium because that was my next question. On the field, they had a bunch of white in the end zone.
Yeah.
No?
I like the helmets.
Yeah, I like them.
I like them a lot. I
think they look nice. On the field, though, they had a bunch of white, like in the middle of the field, and in the end zones, and it did not look right.
Oh no.
Nah, I didn't like the paint on the field, but I liked the uniforms. I think they looked good. What are the Jets like? The Jets got another dub. Zach Wilson didn't look good.
So bad. I have the receipts too.
Yeah, I know. You did want to take it. You wanted to take it so bad,
and you didn't really talk me out of it.
No, you told me to, and the only thing I said was.
You kind of left the door open.
Yeah, I said, do you trust Zach Wilson twice? And then you responded with, well, do I trust the Broncos to win a football game? And you ended up being right, so.
Yeah. So
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
was basically 3-1 this week.
Oh, if we want to do that, then yeah, sure. Brees
I was
Hall
also
is
thinking
back.
about taking the Patriots. So, oh yeah,
Big time.
at full strength.
Big time. Dalvin Cook's
Yep.
afterthought now. He was as I think I said this before. He was an Aaron Rodgers signing.
Forget about him.
Yeah, he was a
Yes, he
Rodgers
was.
signing. That was it. Same with I mean, Allen Lazard has been getting production, but Mecole Hardman signed by the Jets this offseason is looking. He was a healthy scratch, which means they just didn't want him to play. So he is on the trade block. And funny enough, his former team, the Chiefs, might be looking to trade for him. So that would be pretty funny to see him go sign a contract somewhere else and then get traded right back to him.
The Belichick.
Yeah. Let's get Mecole Hardman. That'll change everything. Oh, the Belichick. Yeah.
No,
I
I
know
mean
what
that's
you're saying.
the
Yeah.
Not Senate bill.
No, I definitely don't want him.
Adding to the problem. Another
Another
average
bump.
receiver.
Yeah, exactly. Another mid receiver. Can't get the ball. Last game we had to talk about Raiders Packers. Oof, it was sloppy too.
This was just ugly. Yeah, this was not fun at all. Jordan Love, MVP, not happening. Probably ever. He's not good. It's like the real Jordan Love, I think, has appeared now.
Yeah,
Like the
where
first few games,
where
it's like,
yeah
wow,
where
Jordan Love is like pretty efficient.
where's first
The
2
last
weeks
few
Jordan
weeks,
Love?
it's dumpster fire.
Yeah,
Absolutely dumpster fire.
past 3 weeks he's been really bad. I don't know what happened to the first 2 weeks of the season. Like the past 3 weeks, he has 6 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. And I think the first 2 games he had like 6 touchdowns and no interceptions, something like that. Here, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, he had 6 touchdowns to start off the year in 2 games, and then now has thrown 6 interceptions to 2 touchdowns. It's not the trajectory you want your quarterback going in.
Not great.
No.
Not great at all. Especially against this team. Who do the Raiders have on defense other than Crosby?
No, they have their secondary. I think the only one I know is
Bums.
Marcus Peters. That's like the only secondary player I know on their team.
Oh, it's
Bad.
not good for the Packers. You're 2-3 now. I mean, both these teams are pretty garbage. They're very
Yeah.
similar.
They are very similar. Almost all these teams are similar. There has just not been entertaining football. A lot, not a lot, at least this year. I feel like a lot of these teams, if you don't own Red Zone this year, I feel like you're missing out the most that you have in a long time, because I could not imagine having to watch that full Ravens Steelers game, and that's your only source of football for Sunday. The only thing we can watch right now is this 10-17 Ravens Steelers game. Just would make me sad. So I'm glad I have Red Zone.
Yeah, big torture.
All right, college. Let's wrap this up. I didn't have a game, so go right ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we gave him a game. We played at Ohio State, for those that don't know. Lost 37-17, which seems pretty rough, but it was tied at half, tied at 10. Then we scored first drive of the third quarter, up 17-10, and then did not score again the rest of the game. So it was a disappointing end game. And it kind of reminds me of the Michigan game last year when you're playing a team who's a lot better than you on the road, and you have to play perfect to win.
Mm-hmm.
And there were just a few things that went wrong. Like at the end of the first half, they complete a pass inbounds with 7 seconds left and no timeouts, and clock runs out. They don't get any points. They were in field goal range. It wasn't they were far away.
That's
it
the
was
worst.
a chip shot. So that sucked. But then it was they flush it. They drive right down the field and score in the third quarter. Give up a touchdown, and then Talia throws a pick. Ohio State goes, case field goal. He can't turn the ball over.
And then the nail in the coffin was Ohio State had a 2nd and 33.
Oh,
They're moving the ball down. I forget if it was a 3-point game. It might have been a 10-point game at this point. But they're moving the ball. We get like 15 yards sack, or I guess it's 18 yards. But 2nd and 28. And they take a delay game at 2nd and 33. And then they somehow leave Marvin Harrison Jr., the best receiver in the country, one-on-one coverage. And they get beat. And it was an awesome catch, but like I don't know how you leave him in that situation. So that sucked. And that was like at that point you knew the game was over. But not in shambles over it. I didn't expect them to win. I just wanted it to be close. And I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna say I'm proud because I did tweet out no moral victories. But it's not they didn't get their ass kicked. So that's good, I guess.
yeah, I think that's a positive way to look at it, and I think it's smart not to no moral victories, not this year, not on this podcast, not this year.
No, not this year.
And
Done.
so, I mean, yeah, stuff to build off with this win though, and you're still 5-1 coming up. Do you have a pretty tame schedule the rest of the way besides Penn
Illinois
State and
and
Michigan?
Northwestern.
Yep.
There should
Bye
be
week in
7-1
between.
going in that Penn State game. Yeah, they need a bye week. They haven't had one yet.
Yeah, they get theirs after this week, so that's good for them. It's homecoming, the Gamecocks this weekend. I'm claiming this as like the disappointment bowl because Florida was ranked early. They
I was gonna
whooped
guess
Tennessee.
Mississippi State.
Oh no, Florida. Whooped Tennessee early, and then had a dud against Kentucky, beat Vanderbilt, but South Carolina really needs a win here. I'm actually gonna be really disappointed if they don't win this. I'm excited. There hasn't been a 3:30 kickoff yet this season. I love me a 3:30 kickoff. So
Perfect.
yeah, so I'm excited for this weekend. Ready to
I
chomp-
will actually be at the what?
I'm ready to chomp some gators.
I will be in Virginia Tech this weekend for their game
Ooh.
against Wake Forest, so I will actually miss the Maryland homecoming game. Hopefully, my absence will not affect the play on the field.
I hope not. All right, I don't have anything else. You got anything?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, shaky pod, but thank you for all who stuck by and listened. Thank you all for listening. We can't do a pod on Friday at 4 because I haven't checked out my stomach, but we'll figure out. We'll keep you updated if we do another pod this week, and if not, check out the Instagram for our explanations of the Wise picks. I liked doing them last week. I think we're gonna do that pretty much every week, either whether we have a pod or not.
We won.
Yeah. So, look forward to that, and we'll see everyone come next podcast. Thank you all for listening.